You're listening to the Liam Scott Ryan Show. Turn this off and do something with your life, you fucking monkey.
Shall we just tell you what happened with Russell Howard then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was working in the pub. It was kind of busy. And then I'm scanning the bar. You know, standing there scanning the bars to see who needs to be served. And for some reason I'm doing this with my hands. For people that can't see at home, I'm doing a bit...
It looks like Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. I'm a gay...
Now then.
I'm just shaking my arms, rotating my hands left and right, like, who needs serving here? And then next thing I know, some douchebag at the bar goes, oh, look at you, like, what's with the hands? And I look up and it's Russell Howard, and I'm like, nothing, Russell, nothing. Oh dear.
There's no deep meaning to this.
No. And now that I've seen your face, like, I
was thinking about strangling you.
Well, yeah. This is me throttling you, like, with my hands.
Isn't that good news?
Yeah. In an ideal world, you kind of part of you wants to smash him in the face and be like, "You fucking suck! Like, I fucking hate you." But another part of you goes, "Be my best friend, Russell, and come onto my podcast, because then naturally I'll get some viewings." Like,
No, he's not allowed. Vetoed.
Yeah, he's not.
Vetoed.
He drinks in there in that pub a bit, like.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh. So if
picked
you
up
like
the tab
him,
at the end as well, 100 quid, like,
I bet he did. He's getting that fucking BBC money.
Not the Week money.
Ugh.
Yeah, the only good thing what the Week ever had going for it was Frankie.
Yeah, and then they told him to fuck off. So I think you should let that inform your perception of how to feel about that show.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I don't
give
know.
you a tip. Well,
No.
probably no, not after that snarky remark.
I didn't say anything smarky to him.
Nothing, Russell.
No, I just
What
said,
the fuck do you want?
It's just like out of all the comedians in the world that could have turned up, like, could have been Bill Bailey, he could have been Stuart Lee, but you had to be fucking Russell Howard, like, whose name I couldn't remember his fucking name for ages. I was like, Russell Brant.
He sounds like Justin Lee Collins.
He looks like Jedward a tiny bit.
Yeah, with has he got a lazy eye? I'm not going to pick on him about his lazy eye. There's something odd with his eyes.
I automatically the next day went on to the internet and looked up some forums of hatred for him, just so I could make sure that that I wasn't the only person that hated him. And then that same day I went into work and I was serving the customer, this guy, and one of the girls just started. So I said to her, "Oh, guess what? Like, I served Russell Howard yesterday." And she's like, "Oh yeah, he's in here all the time and stuff." And then I look at the guy in front of me, and I can see kind of from his eyes kind of rolled a tiny bit. A sensible man. Well, yeah, I can tell that the conversation's safe. So I say, "Well," she's like, "Oh, I think he's all right." And I was like, "Never been a fan." And then I look at the guy, and he goes, "Yeah, he's a cunt." And I was like, me and this guy are in agreement there. Like,
I don't know what it is. I've never actually sat down and thought, like, trying to put my finger on what it is about him I don't like.
Well, I can't say I've ever actually sat and watched any of his stand-up.
I enjoyed him on... No, not his stand-up. I've not really...
Have you ever seen any of it? Because
No.
I've only seen him on the telly. He must have his own stand-up. Like,
you would think.
But
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I've seen tour posters up for him. But I liked him on Mock the Week when Frankie was there. They kind of they
gelled a bit.
They gelled and they bounced off each other.
Yeah, that's only because he wanted to suck Frankie's dick so hard. You could see the admiration in his eyes. Like, he laughed so passionately at anything that Frankie said. Like, any joke that Frankie did, he would just piss himself laughing. Like, you could tell that he was like, you know, he admired Frankie and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose.
How could you not, though, on that show? What's his name? The guy that sits next to him, the really posh one from My Hero.
Hugh something.
Yeah, whenever you watch the Frankie series with him on, he just sits there and you see he's just rolling his eyes because Frankie won't shut up. Like, every time any subject comes up, it's like, right, and the team will now talk and Frankie will talk for that whole fucking duration.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly.
I love a bit of Frankie.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I thought, you know, in the back of my head, I was thinking, I hate him, but I really want him just to say, you know what, Liam, like, I only met you for a couple of seconds, but you're the funniest fucking person. Like, come and be on my TV show, and then I could, you know, then I could kill him and take over his show.
It's nice to know your mind's on the job.
Liam Scott's bad news, like, and it would just be a rundown of all the funny stories where people died horrifically, and I just laugh and take the piss out of them. Like, you know, look at this person being a racist on the train, isn't she great? And look at this news story about a plane flying down into a road and, like, you know, killing lots of innocent people, including footballers, on their way to work or on the way home. Isn't it hilarious? And I'd add comedy sound effects and, you know, do a Harry Hill voiceover.
You know what, I feel like that producer in Partridge when he's trying to pitch in monkey tennis right now.
Yeah. Smell my cheese.
Well, we'll get back to you on that one, Liam.
Smell my cheese.
You mother. It's got walnuts in. No, I don't know. They're filming the last Peep Show.
Oh, right.
It's kind of sad, but it's like, yeah, all right, time to put it to bed.
Well, it's time to put it to bed about 4 years ago, really, wasn't it? It did peak.
I don't know, I'm such a fanboy. I just like the idea there's going to be more Peep Show.
I've watched the episodes that I initially thought were pile of shit, and they're not as bad as all that, you know.
The writing's always clever. It might not be like all the way clever, like bang, 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 like some seasons. But
no, but the problem is that over a certain amount of seasons, they do all the best jokes, the funny jokes. You know, you can't be redoing the same shit over and over again, and they smacked it so hard at the beginning of that.
Yeah, they got a real good premise, and it was a great idea from the beginning.
Yeah,
and so fucking funny.
I know what you mean, fam. I know what you mean.
Fam.
Yeah, fam. Don't you know about? Yeah, fam. You're my fam.
Yeah, I know about it. I'm just confused as to why you're calling me fam.
Well, because yesterday I was coming back on the bus via Notting Hill Carnival, which was a big mistake, so it detoured me. I'm pissed off, but some, you know, African Englishman gets on the bus and he starts saying fam like every sentence, and you know, I like to listen to, you know, the rude boy talk because I can understand it, but him saying fam so much.
Yeah, but was he saying it to you?
No, he was on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fam. I went down there. Oh, that was welfare, fam. And I was like, what's he? What? You know, I was like, this fam word. What does it mean? And
it's the same as man or dude.
Yeah, or blood or bruv or anything like that. It's a new one, fam.
Geezer.
Yeah, geezers. Yeah, but I don't think I like fam. It's like
you're not supposed to. It's all right.
I'm always reminded of that South Park when Chef starts talking about how, you know, the white guy always tries to steal the words, so they, you know, make up more. They say, hey, my nizzle, and then it's like, hey, my nizzle bizzle.
Yeah. And then you get the white dude saying it, and then they're like, oh, no. Because for a moment there, I was like, was he saying it to you? Because if he has, then that means I've been black accepted. Culture. No, it doesn't mean you've been accepted. It means black culture has overused that term so much that it's been picked up by everyone. And you can say it to anyone.
It must be a new one, because I'm unaware of it.
It ain't new. That's been around for fucking years. Oh, right. Fam. It would be...
no one's ever called me fam before.
Because you're not black and you're not fam.
Come on, man.
No, I'm telling you, it's a proper... It's a black culture thing. People that are, like, you know...
I use all the other
brothers.
ones, like blood and bruv and geese.
Yeah, but fam hasn't been co-opted by the white man yet.
Yeah.
But it's getting that way. And that's what I was getting worried about when you were telling me that. It's like, if he's saying it to Liam, that means, oh my God, it's ruined.
No, I mean...
It's finally been co-opted.
I'm eavesdropping on,
Stephen's going to start texting me it. Yes, fam.
Yeah, he'd be a person definitely to ask about it. I don't know.
I just told you everything you need to know about it.
Yeah, I know. To me, it sounds too effeminate.
My days.
It sounds too effeminate, fam. Fam. Oh, fam. You're my fam. There's nothing like geese, blood, fam. I don't know. There's something, he just sounded like a muppet.
Yeah.
He just sounded like a complete idiot on his phone saying fam all the time. Like, he had some weird Tourette's. Yeah, fam. It didn't fit in with like but fam, fam. There's no flow to it, Scott.
All right, well, take it up with black people.
I will. I'll raise that at the next meeting.
Not all of them, just the ones that say it.
Yeah, I'll say, look, fam. Can't we just say bruv?
Nah, fam.
He wouldn't call me fam.
No, he wouldn't.
Stab me.
I reckon give it a couple of years and fam will be...
Yeah, everyone will know it.
They'll be saying it on...
You heard it here first.
They'll be saying it on BBC.
Yeah. EastEnders will have it. There'll be an episode of EastEnders where,
Yes, fam. You look to pick up a little draw? What are they talking about? I've been having a big old Only Fools and Horses reunion, like nostalgia fest.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the early ones, back in the day...
the language.
Some of it was a bit. There was one scene. It was the Christmas special in 1985. Year we were both born. Both born, my son. And Uncle Albert's in the pub. It's the Christmas special called To Hull and Back.
That's not the one where he's been mugged, is it? At some point.
No, it's the one where they Dell gets locked in the back of the lorry and goes to Hull. And then they get the ferry to Amsterdam about the diamonds.
Yeah, the diamond one.
And at the very beginnings in the Nag's Head, and Uncle Albert's talking to someone, and there's Rastas in the corner with a boombox. He's like, I can't hear myself think over all this monkey music.
Jesus.
And it really jolted me out of my comfort zone.
Where did you watch this as well? That No, but I mean, no. On what media did you pick this up? Because I'm guessing
streaming.
Yeah, because I bet you if it's on BBC, they cut that now. That would be out.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear myself. Yeah, they just absolutely.
He just said I can't hear myself think, and then suddenly the laughter track will go off, and you'd be like, "What did I miss?"
Yeah. No, it was really. I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff. There's and it's mostly Uncle Albert. Something about a packy. Like, I was 25p short in that shop, and that packy wouldn't let me go. And it's like,
you wonder if like these words will be like used for so not long. These words will go unused for so long that they'll actually come back in a bit because they won't be offensive anymore because no one uses them anymore. Yeah. It's like when you get.
I know what will really get their goat if we call them fucking baggies.
Yeah, but they'll be like, "What's that word?" It's like, "Oh yeah, well, that's a word that was banned ages ago. We used to call it."
My dad used to call your packy fucking dad. That's what that word is, right? Yeah, that's really funny. But Only Fools is just funny anyway.
Yeah,
I kept finding myself going, oh, this one's a classic, and then after like the fifth time of saying it, it's like they're all classics.
Yeah, there's a few bad episodes.
It's one of them shows they just got right.
Yeah, if you go, when they did all the special, like after they got their money and
and eked it out a bit. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was painful to watch. They're doing like 2 seasons of Red Wolf now as well. They're filming 2 seasons back to back. Yeah. Mm. And they were talking about how great the reception was for the last season. You're like, what? From who?
Season 10 had a few good moments, that was it. But then there was, they're chasing Jesus, looking for a lemon. It all got really weird. The one where he was his dad and he was sending himself letters as his dad.
Yeah.
And video messages and like actually punishing him as his dad, I thought was good. But yeah, and like Back to Earth, that was weak.
Well, leave the shit alone, man. Leave it alone.
Well, speaking of things, media that are of the past, I just started playing LA Noire again.
Oh, yeah?
That's really good.
Had you played it all the way through before?
Yeah, I clocked it.
I'm sure it's the sort of game that you play it different ways. The endings is different because you can interrogate witnesses and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't get it like perfect.
You can be good cop or bad cop, I'm guessing, kind of.
Oh, you can be a cunt if you want, but I'm going to play it through and try and be intelligent now and actually try and get like, the best rank I can get. It's cool. It's got the Black Dahlia in it and loads of stuff.
I just finished reading a book about the Helzer brothers. They're like two Mormon. They were called the Children of Thunder, and they were both Mormon brothers, and they teamed up with another woman who was a Mormon, and they ended up murdering 5 people in some like. But it was a bit Mansonite. Like he was a bit. He believed he was a prophet, the second coming, and they were like a holy trinity. His brother, his younger brother, and this woman that kind of joined him in the cult where they like butchered and murdered, and in order just to start the second coming of Christ, of course. Really interesting, man. I like I love my serial killers. But for me, it's always crazy that people can influence other people. Like if you've got someone that's really charismatic and like, has a great personality and people doesn't really mean that they're going to be a good person. They'll probably be a bastard because they can easily manipulate people. People believe them and follow them, and some people just have that kind of that.
No, I get it. Yeah,
that
like
aspect.
Jim Jones and shit. Like,
yeah.
Fucking got 900, nearly 1,000 people commit suicide. I don't care how charismatic you are. I'm not going to kill myself because you say so.
No.
That's a very fucking special place to be if you can be manipulated to the point where, Reverend Jim told us to go out and poison our children to death, and, he hasn't been wrong yet. I can't see a scenario where that would ever fucking be.
It happens a lot, though, man. That people,
I know
the amount of people that are in like abusive relationships or in in environments where they don't want to leave. A really interesting film that I want to see. Forgive me because I can't remember its fucking name. The Wolf Pack.
About those,
those brothers that were locked in like a New York apartment for their entire lives.
Their dad was too scared to let them out.
Yeah, they got let out like once a year.
What were they? Were they actually like Native Americans, or were they? They looked Inca-ish to me.
One of them, I think the father was
South American.
Yeah, and the mother was American or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, and they all lived in this one apartment together.
That's fucking cruel. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Oh no, they had a great life. They didn't have oxygen. They didn't have human interaction.
It's it's very similar to those cases where the dad, was it the Fritz family?
Fritzl.
Yeah.
It's not very similar to that.
Well, the only difference is that
he didn't fuck them all.
Yeah, but he just he wasn't into that sort of thing. So instead,
that's a bit of a leap.
I don't know. I'd say it's the same category. It's like imprisonment of people.
I suppose
you let them out once a year.
There's an incarceration element to it.
If he'd been fucking them, it would have been the most horrific story. It wouldn't be a motion picture right now. It'd be a completely different story.
But the dad bought them loads of shit, and that's the whole point of the film that came out on Vice, right? Did it come out on Vice, or is that just like a little preview of the film, or the Wolf Pack? And they lived together and like reshot films and had a great time. And
well, I don't know if having a great time.
I'm not trying to justify the dad. What I'm trying to say is it's not the same as being locked in an underground sex dungeon.
No, and giving birth to multiple babies.
Having to breastfeed your niece, who is also your daughter.
I went through a phase
your granddaughter.
Recently, in the last 4 weeks of really examining these cases and seeing that. But there's not, there hasn't been that many cases of it. This is a kind of a new phenomenon that's kind of like, picking up momentum of, locking people away in houses. And, I remember there was a story in England.
Captive audience.
Wasn't there a story in England where, there was a guy and he went to go and work at someone's house, and they just didn't let him out for 10 years. He just turned up for a job interview and he could never leave.
That's like fucking people under the stairs shit. That's what it is. It's horrible. Yeah, I'd rather actually I think the dad, it was like a misplaced love, like a misconstrued version of protection, you know, like an extreme paternal instinct to keep them safe.
Well, you know,
it wasn't so he could poon them up the arse.
Kind of Mormon families do the same anyway. They kind of, you know,
lock you within a community and shit.
Yeah, you know, and even
I suppose it's all wrong.
Even, you know, gated communities in America have the same problem of, you know, fearing the outside world and thinking that if you
that's not a problem if you fucking pay to put yourself in that situation. You could have paid, you know, for a flat and a block, but you didn't. You moved into a gated community so Tarquin and Jennifer get white friends. Or talented black friends.
Yes, of course.
You know, everybody calls him Jay-Z, but he told us to call him Jim. And not Beyonce. Her actual name's Sasha. So it's Jim and Sasha, and they do a wonderful barbecue on the 4th of July. We leave by 9. We smell that funny stuff.
Did you go carnival this year, Scott?
Fuck no.
No, did I hell?
Carnival's got nothing to do with my culture. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I was watching this video on TV and they were like, we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all out here having fun. And then you go on Vice and all the photos are people punching fat girls who are wearing nothing, thinking it's fine to humiliate them, and like pushing them over and pretending to, and like dry humping them in the street while everybody cheers. So I'm not really into this.
This mob mentality of
let's fucking pick on the fat girl and just humiliate her to the point where I hope she goes home and cuts herself. Oh, I just know. It's good jerk chicken though. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm quite a good cook in my own right. I don't need to witness fat girl rape in the process. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think you know, when you're young, it's freedom. I can go out and, you know, I can spend the whole day out in the streets and do whatever I want. It's not that fun. It's not that fun. Fucking stand around, you know, when it takes you half an hour from walk to one side of the road to the next, like, because there's so many fucking people.
Yeah. I just feel like Wayne, and I feel like Wayne from Wayne's World is like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go out to him and be like, you got any Megadeth? No, they don't. It's not about that. No. Step to the side or stay at home. I just kind of stay at home. I've done carnival enough. I'm not that big a fan of fucking nitrous oxide.
It doesn't change every year. It's the same shit.
Yeah, it's just you get to walk through West London with no cars.
Yeah,
I don't care. You do that 5 times in a row and it loses its luster. Fucking dickheads walking about with boom boxes like it's the 80s. It's not the 80s.
It's not.
And you're not going to compete with the trucks with the fucking amplifiers and speakers on them. But no, you got to have your boom box because you might not like what's on offer. And you're traipsing down the street paying £2 to a West Indian woman to use her fucking toilet. It's just... They make it sound it's the biggest street festival in Europe. That doesn't make it the best.
No, there are better ones in the world.
I'm sure.
Like Mardi Gras or something like that, you know, where it's all about breasts.
Speaking of festivals, did you hear like at the latest in Spain, you know, the running of the bulls? Yeah. This year they had a record for deaths and gorings.
Oh, awesome.
And there's a whole reason for it.
Why is that? Well, health and safety?
They're clamping down on bullfighting. Because, you know, bullfighting is you make it go Olay through a red...
You know, I've actually watched it.
Hold on, wherever the... Oh, you've seen it? You've seen it in the flesh? Did you see them kill it?
No, it wasn't... No, they didn't kill it at the end. It was like a family one that I got taken to. But I was in some Mediterranean country, though.
That's how they end.
Yeah.
They swish him through the fucking red thingy, and then the guy produces a sword, and on one of the pass-throughs, he stabs it through the neck, and the poor thing's like, what the fuck? And that happens about half a dozen more times until it collapses from blood loss.
Yeah.
And everyone cheers. It's fucking barbarous. Anyway. So yeah, apparently the reason is instead of them just running dozy old brood mares through the streets at Pamplona and stuff, because they're cracking down on the, you know, the cruelty aspect of it, there's a lot more angry fucking bulls who are like purposefully bred to be cunts in a bull ring. Do you know what I mean?
So they got all these cattle that they can't use for the bullfights.
They're just in the paddock doing that with their foot. Just fucking
that's not the sort of bull you want chasing you down the street. Like, you want one that's like past its prime.
Exactly.
It might take a shit while it might shit while it's running.
Pull a hamstring.
Yeah. You definitely do not want that's
just fucking at the gate. Like, let me.
I think of the one on Ren and Stimpy, and he's like muscly, like. Ugh.
But that's hilarious. And this year, apparently, there was 11 deaths and like 60 injuries. And usually there's, no deaths or 1 or 2.
Yeah. So. No, but obviously it's been in the news a bit since our last podcast about, events that cause death, because the other one was they want to clamp down on, flying these fucking old planes around and doing loop-the-loops and,
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah, these air shows. But then how stupid would you have to be to fucking go and watch one of these? Because I've watched this video. If you want to go and watch it, it's online. It's in the top 10 worst fucking videos ever fucking put onto YouTube. And it's of a plane, there's like a collision mid-air in Poland. And the 2 planes just land right in the crowd. Like right in the middle of the crowd.
Corned beef.
And someone films the whole thing, and it's available online. You can watch it. It's horrific to watch. It's just body parts everywhere, and people holding their arms and running around screaming, The
beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
Mommy,
horrifying.
Mommy.
And you think, okay. The thing is, when I read the story initially, I laughed. Oh yeah, plane crash and 12 people died, maybe more, maybe 20. I hoped for 20. But it turns out that actually this plane didn't even go into the crowd. It just landed in the middle of a road.
An actual road, like an A road or something.
Yeah, and
Boom.
There was traffic going. Those people that even by my standards, they were innocent, so they didn't deserve to die. Instead, 12 people who were watching this shit should be taken out back and shot. Because what enjoyment can you get from that? Because what you're hoping at the end of the day, what's in the back of your mind is you want to see a plane explode. You want to see someone eject. That's why you go to watch these plane things, because they're so incredible. They're so oh my god, that it's like any second now someone could crash and someone could die. This is why this is.
I think that's an element to it. I don't think that's the whole reason. But
oh come on, it's pretty much the reason.
I just hope there was a family, bless them, that passed away in that were like, what's that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's actually a plane. Bang! Yeah, I really do. I hope there was some irony and it wasn't just a senseless waste. I had an opportunity to go and see the Red Arrows when I was on my holiday in Cornwall.
Did you go?
No.
Oh, right.
Mainly for the reasons you specified earlier.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just,
I'd never go to, if I was in America, I'd never go to one of those Indy 500s or something like that. Or one of, go and watch that, fucking dirt off-road mountain fucking car racing where they spin around a corner and there's, 10 guys, with a sign going, woo! And you're like, my God, if they crash into you, there's a small barrier protecting you.
Oh, he's awfully close. Bang! Yeah, no, all that stuff.
To be that guy, the person that's a spectator, fucking whooping, who then just, has paid good money and wasted lots of time to get there, and is then killed by the fucking thing he's looking at.
He probably didn't even get to unfurl his sign. He only got halfway before he got killed. But I don't even really like roller coasters and shit. And then that Alton Towers thing happened, and I was just like, you see? You see what happens? I don't get that. People will say it's a thrill, and it's like, well, so's cocaine. I don't understand.
Well, they probably the amount of deaths and fatalities and accidents on roller coasters. It's just that one case for a long span of time. These things don't happen that often, so you probably got more. It's more dangerous to take cocaine, I would have thought, than to get on an amusement park ride.
Yeah, but I only do amusement park rides once every year or two. and that's also how much I do cocaine. So I think it all evens out in the wash.
Statistically, the things that are most advertised as, like, you know, being scary in the news are the things the least likely to kill you. You know, that's what makes them scary, because they rarely happen. The probability is so slim that when they do occur, everyone goes like apeshit about it. But it's like, well, we could just, you know, statistically have underneath how many people died of old age, car accidents, randomness, you know, a day, and then you could put that in perspective to the 5-6 people that just got killed then.
But when you're actually already terrified and then shit like this happens, you can try and talk logic to that part of my brain all day long, but I'm like, oh yeah, why don't you go on it then? Yeah, go on, you first.
Well, I'm guessing they'll dismantle that ride. And,
why don't you sit in the seat that the one who had his leg amputated sat in? If you really, I mean, that must just give it.
I got no sympathy. The payout they'll get is sick, like. You know.
That's what I thought as well. I was like, cheer up, love.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get a couple of mil.
You're not going to be totally screwed.
And let's be honest, your legs weren't worth a couple of mil in the first place, were they?
You can buy one that won't fall off. That's probably better.
They'll have an iPhone one out soon anyway. You know, you'll be able to connect to the internet. You'll be able to detach it and use it as a battery to, you know, but whilst you're walking on it, you can charge your phone.
Yeah. It also produces drinks.
Crushes ice. All sorts of things.
Why not?
Yeah.
shoulder hurts.
Yeah?
I'm not even talking into this fucking thing. It's going to be another one where I sound like I'm in the other room.
That's a metaphor for being dead, isn't it?
What, being in the other room?
Yeah.
Where's John? Oh, he's just in the other room. No, it's not.
I thought it was. I thought that's a metaphor for death, and you know.
Where?
And someone says, like, where are they? And you're like, oh, they're in the other room. Is that not a thing?
I'm probably the only person you know, if you ask, where's your parents? I could say, in the other room. And I've never heard that before.
No?
No.
I'm sure I saw it on QI, Scott.
In the other room, sat on a chest.
I'm sure I heard this on QI.
Dead.
No, but not in that sense. Not that they are in the other room. But
No, they are. I've checked.
But like in the like a spiritual sense, is that, you know, like when you're in the house with someone and they're in another room, you could always have that kind of feeling that they're in a different room. You're just not in the same room together.
Yeah, it's called noise.
No, presence, spiritual presence, auras and karma, and you know. Don't you believe in the spiritual side, Scott?
Of
like ghosts and shit?
No.
No.
Again, of everyone you know, I'm probably most likely to experience ghostage. No. Wouldn't your parents come back, make sure you're all right, and like do all that lovely spiritual stuff? No, it doesn't exist. It's bullshit. Not even a cat.
I don't know. For me, it probably doesn't exist in real life, but it exists in enough people's brains that it kind of makes it real.
You know what? You talking about this has just brought me onto a fucking like very deep thought I had the other night.
Beautiful.
About just how we've spoken about it before, man. But like how big illusion is, how big a part illusion is in our lives.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't survive without it.
No, because reality is. Well, it's all in our own brains as well, you know.
Yeah.
Reality isn't what is outside these. You know what we're looking at right now isn't what's there. We're just seeing what we see.
Or what we think is there.
Yeah, but like an animal is so stupid, they don't really understand anything that's out of their spiritual or their term of reality.
Eat, fuck, kill.
Yeah.
That's basically an animal's raison d'etre. Eat, fuck, kill.
So if you take a dog, we're just slightly more sophisticated. You know, obviously there's been a lot more evolution gone in, but our perception of reality is pretty much the same. Is that, you know, like a dog it can communicate kind of with other dogs, and they can fuck and they can eat and they can do stuff, but we have like we're able to look down on them, so there should be other creatures out there that are able to look down on us that we can't really perceive like existing, just the same way the dog doesn't really understand like computers and shit.
I just
that's why animals are so like exciting, like that's why they're so stupid. We love stupid. Like stupid's awesome.
So that would be how like an alien race would look at us.
Yeah, that we're just really stupid. Like
no,
they
it's
find
funny,
it adorable. Like
we set fire to that bit and they run. Look.
Well, they all died and then they started crying and then they had the funeral. Like it was adorable. Like I wept. You know, it was really upsetting. It could just, you know, we could all just be, you know, the playground of one alien. You know, he's just like, yeah, I made a colony of them. Now I've got 8 billion of these things, and it's, you know, and he's somewhere above us. But to think that, you know, religion, that's my problem with religion, is that they should all just like, you know, come into the room, shake hands, and be like, look, we all believe in God, and be like, yeah, let's be done with it. Like, okay, we have different stories about who God is and.
No, but when you say God, they all have very different interpretations of what that is.
Yeah, but it's
and
just
they
like,
all look like them. That's why. That's basically why. You can't have Muslims and Christians sitting together and go, oh yeah, by the way, he was a white guy in a dashiki. They were like, no, actually Allah was a fierce brown-skinned warrior that wore an arak and rode a black horse. No, Jesus was all about peace. We're going to kill you. There's no... We all believe in God. You're talking about God in like a fucking Terence McKenna way of talking about God. You're talking about God as being a concept. It's not a concept to them. He's a fucking real person to them.
Yeah.
Actually, now we got onto this. This is something I really want to fucking talk about. I'm really annoyed, Liam, with these left-leaning fucking idiots trying to make out that the coalition, like the English and US governments, by invading Iraq, somehow created ISIS. That is the most retarded bullshit
No. Well, the argument is that
Here we
before these countries were in power, we put Saddam Hussein.
American foreign policy somehow instigated and brought these fucking fundamentalist groups to the fore, right?
No, it kind
Let's
of
get Noam Chomsky in the room.
It kind of has happened because we took these dictators out of power. Then they were because they were being run by the West. They were doing it in Western interest, so they were being militant, but through a dictator. But now that now the dictator's gone and it's just normal government, these powers are easily taken over normal government. Whereas it's harder to take over a dictator because he'll gas his own people. He'll blow up half his city.
Oh, will he? Is that what he was going to do? See, again, talking about fucking stuff that didn't happen. No, I'm sorry.
No, he did do it before. He did launch chemical weapons on his own people. He
didn't consider the Kurds his people.
Well, yeah, he was trying to kill them.
You see a distinction there?
Yeah.
So a dictator will turn his weapons on his own people. No, a dictator won't. A dictator will turn his weapons on people he thinks aren't his people. And that's when it gets dictatorial, like, you're out, you're out, you're out. Which is pretty much why they went in the first place, was to get Saddam out.
Yeah, but as a result, he was ruling that country, in the West's benefit.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. That's why we put him into power.
They put him into power in the late 70s, early 80s. They didn't want to keep him in power. What, after the Gulf War?
Only very soon after.
No, Liam, they fucking invaded Iraq in 1991.
I thought Saddam Hussein's like he got the key to some American country like at some point in the 90s, 2000s.
No, they attacked Iran. And America, that was the first Gulf War, because Iraq attacked Iran.
Yeah, but the Russians were behind that, so that's why it was like deemed different. It was like a Russian invasion.
We're going so sideways right now.
No, but it was deemed.
I've drank too much beer to get into the minutiae of fucking foreign policy with you. All I'm trying to say is Russell Brand, fucking who's that other dozy twonk? Abby Martin, the female American on RT. Fucking all these leftist fucking, no man, everyone should be the same. Everybody hold hands and drink Coca-Cola and apply the flowers through your shirt. Shut the fuck up. It's ridiculous to suggest that ISIS is a product of Americans going over and being like, we don't like your dictatorship, so we're going to install democracy. And then all of a sudden, the most horrific dictatorship going appears. You can't blame that on the Americans in the UK. I'm sorry, no. What ISIS is a product of like a fucking 1,000-year war between Shias and Sunnis, and it's all over who Allah's heir was. There was a caliphate in like the 1500s, and a caliphate is a Muslim empire, by the way, and that's what ISIS want. They want a Muslim empire, not to annoy Americans. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, no. Well, what difference would it have for the Americans anyway? They're all the way in America, and the Muslims, they can have their empire in the Muslim world if they want.
It's very naive to think that allowing that to go on, while everyone goes, we don't agree, but just keep on doing what you're doing. You want to subjugate women, you want to rape them, you want to, make them, they're fucking subhuman. That's fine. You can't allow that type of shit to go on, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that way of thinking might outlive our Western philosophy, man.
What way of thinking? What,
the scripture thinking of life? I think that even though we've evolved, and we are more intelligent, the fact that still exists in society just goes to show that eventually all the scientists and all the great thinkers in the world will eventually, one day a power might come into be that sees all these people as enemies and is like, right, let's wipe out the free thinking people on the planet.
And maybe John Lennon's Kurt Cobain's going to get brought back from the dead, and blah blah blah. All we know right now is that they have two mission statements. Number one, make the world Muslim. Number 2, kill everyone that don't agree with making the world Muslim. Isn't that worrying to you?
No, because they're
never gonna get
their actual levels of attack on the West are so puny and pathetic that I don't consider a threat of being killed by terrorism.
Do you think like eventually they're just gonna get stomped on like bugs and eradicated, and we won't have to worry about it anymore?
I don't know. Like at the moment, there aren't that many attacks on UK soil per year from any ISIS people, you know.
So what, you think they'll just coexist, or do you think they'll get worse?
I think they're, you know, over
or
where they
better, like.
Well, no, I think
they'll just calm down, chopping off heads in jumpsuits, or shooting 21 people in the front of a fucking historical monument in the back of the head.
They find it an insult for us, the West, to send over these people into their country. So I think, you know, possibly a good idea is that if you don't want to be beheaded by a terrorist, is not to go to a place where you could be beheaded by a terrorist.
Okay, so what if you think on a very moral, fundamental basis that chopping a woman's clitoris out if she's adulterated is a bit harsh?
Of course, that's harsh. That's like a single case, like.
It's not a single case. Hello.
Well, no, it happens. No, yeah.
There was a big story like a week and a half ago, Liam, about how women in Iran are now allowed to vote.
Yeah.
It's 2015, and they're now allowed to vote. Do you know what they're not allowed to do still? Drive cars, go past like 14 in school. They're not allowed to, like. We're talking about such backwardness, and we're talking about backwardness that's backed with billions of dollars.
But no, I still think you got to think about it that, like, we haven't allowed women to vote for that long either, and their culture has been behind us, especially in like science and maths and literature and, you know, like the internet. Like they weren't gonna figure that shit out maybe for another couple hundred years. Are you
really comparing 1950s Americana with fucking a Muslim country? Like a really solid Muslim country like Iran.
I think over time that it, you know, that the young and the youth of the generation will, you know, outgrow the fucking need to, you know, hopefully they'll all, like we are now, they'll all start becoming a bit more atheist, and they won't really care as much anymore about all this fucking blowing the shit out of each other.
And that's really gonna help them overthrow fucking a dictatorship with all that money behind them. It's not. Again, come the revolution. It's not coming, man. That revolution ain't coming.
The
you've got
democracy,
Iranians that are happy in the same way that we're happy sitting on our fucking couches watching Netflix. There are Iranians right now that are happy that they can get on Google.
It's slowly spreading, man. With the internet becoming more available to people in poorer and smaller countries, like there's no chance. They're all gonna die.
There's no fucking chance, Liam. There's none.
No chance for what? I'm kind of lost now. What the fuck we're talking about?
My question, like, I was saying how fucking mad I think it is, like the left-leaning press and the left-leaning, the highest figures in that. I'm talking about Noam Chomsky and that Abby Martin chick. Like, I can't believe I include them in the same sentence. Anyway, like the fault of all this seems to be at the foot of the Americans, which I think is incredibly like.
But it's no
naive.
more. It's no more a threat than the terrorists were before 5 years ago or 10 years ago. It's always like, you know, you don't. It's kind of like 1980.
It's not going to stop me getting on the bus.
Because exactly. Because there's always got to be a threat. There's always got to be an enemy that we have to be fighting. And you know, this is ISIS is just Iraq and Iran, and then eventually we'll find out that. Oh, it was all like the bollocks, and they were all lying to us, and then it'll, you know, we'll spiral and we'll continue.
Yeah, but see, you're talking philosophically. I was talking like realistically. These people are actually saying that it's our fault as nations for creating this ultra Muslim state that, you know, if you're gay, they throw you off a roof. And if you don't, this is the best bit about that, if you don't die when they throw you off the roof, the people at the bottom that are watching will stone you anyway. So, you know, like...
Well, that is a good place to live. But then I get upset because...
Yeah, I certainly won't get a house share there.
Everyone complains that these people are trying to come into Europe. Like, what the hell are they doing? It's like, well, what the fuck do you think they're doing? That these are intelligent people who are thinking like, okay, I'm an intelligent person. Maybe I've got a homophobic tendency. Maybe I want to get fucked up and have a good life and enjoy myself. This is not the fucking place I want to be doing it. Like, if me and you right now lived in one of these Muslim countries...
Yeah, I'd be like, right, they don't cane you for smoking cigarettes?
Okay, we should go.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, we got to go on the boat and there's a chance that it might capsize and we'll die.
Their houses have more than one tap.
They have water.
Hot and cold.
They have a toilet.
Hot and cold.
Yeah.
And they have these things called fridges.
Running water. Yeah.
I don't have to salt all the pork. Dude, every time I see this on the news, like you see them desperately trying to scramble through barbed wire, I'm always amazed. Like I got a little bit of that on holiday, watching that, and it's like, fucking hell, this is terrible. Coming over here, blah blah blah. I'm just watching human beings tear their flesh on barbed wire because where they come from is so bad that they are willing, like you said, to get in boats. And I'm doing parentheses, boats. It's like, yeah, it's like I found some wood.
A raft, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go out in the ocean.
And it's only like fucking 18 hours, like across one of the most dangerous oceans in the world. Like, what's the fuck?
Shipping, fucking waves the size of your head, everything. No. That's much better than being in my country and not being able to listen to Metallica.
The sort of place that if a plane crashes in it, no one knows where the fuck it went.
Yeah.
That's how treacherous that is.
When I see those news programs and people scrambling over fences and trying to get in the back of trucks, my first reaction isn't revulsion. My first instinct is like, fuck, look how desperate these people are.
Yeah, I always think positively. Like, if someone tells me that they've like travelled from like a war-torn place, like, you know, where there was like bombs and like AK-47s going off, and now they're here, I'd like shake that man and buy him a beer. I'd be like, you've had a long journey.
I'm gonna take you to a place that's called Weatherspoons. Yeah. They sell breakfast. It's $2.50, and they sell alcohol. You ever had alcohol? No, you fucking need some.
Congratulations, welcome, man.
I'm going to buy you 2 breakfasts, and I'm going to pay for your drinks. That big M over there, that's McDonald's.
You pray to that every day.
Just, you know, the stuff that we take for granted. I was thinking about it, like, yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Of course,
look how many plug sockets I got in this goddamn bitch for a flat. Look at it, like, I got hot water whenever I fucking click my fingers. And
yeah.
No.
It's incredible that people are so stupid to think that people should stay in their shitty countries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should just stay there while we're enjoying it greatly over here. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's unfair. Like, for a start, just because you happen to be born somewhere doesn't mean that you own that piece of land.
Yeah.
That you got fucking splurted on. You don't.
You're better, obviously, because you were born in Berkshire. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? If it was completely the opposite, we would write novels about our struggle to get to Bulgaria.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it would be it'd be 21st century prose.
Well, I think if they opened up the borders 100%, then what would happen is that everyone would flood to like the great places, and then everyone's had to flood back because the great places would just get fucked up.
Yeah, it'd be like London Mark 10.
So all the really warm places and the really good countries would suddenly become wholly available, and we can just like all move there. Because it's all the nice warm countries that just don't have any resources. We'll just take them with us and just move to these hot climates. Like, just take England and find a country that's like warmer and just take it over and say, right, everyone's moving and it's going to be...
I suggest Spain. They got good fish. They got good weather.
You just say we want to move, like, you know.
And then you see the stories as well, like the one last week. Fucking an Austrian lorry
Oh, the one where they found all the people locked inside.
70 dead people.
Yeah, heat probably.
And someone, like, the one that got me was someone said, I think what tipped it off was someone saw blood pouring out the back and they phoned the police.
Fucking hell.
But they were asphyxiated. They were, like, no air. I think it was, like, starvation. Well, maybe not starvation, but dehydration.
Were they left on the side of the road?
No, they were in the back of the van.
Oh, I thought that...
It was like a big cabin, you know, like...
But I thought what had happened is that the person had realised they were all dead and then fled. That he'd left that van at the side of a road.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't think so.
Realised that he hadn't let them out for a while, and then went to check and saw that he had 70 dead bodies in the back of his van and just fled.
Whoops.
So that's why they found the van and the bodies, because, yeah, they were like, oh, why is this abandoned van here?
This is a really fucking informed podcast, isn't it? I bring up this thing and I'm like, yeah. Don't actually know all the details.
I think that was the story.
No, I remember that quote. I saw blood pouring out the back, so I fucking, how's my driving? Not very good. I'm going to phone that hotline number and say, well, you've got migrant blood coming out the back.
But you're wondering where's the blood actually coming from?
Well, yeah, just...
Well, people chlorine? I don't know.
We may debunk this.
Yeah, maybe it never happened. Because for a while they were really going on about the borders of the French border, like, you know, like there's millions of immigrants like hammering it down and running for the tube lines, which go on for fucking miles and miles and miles. So if anyone ever thinks they're running through the fucking Channel Tunnel and getting to the other side without like fucking 50 people just waiting for them at the end of the tunnel,
you better be Mo Farah with a sack full of corn.
There's no way you're getting past that fucking line of guards, because number one, they had to stop running the trains because there's someone running down the fucking track. So when you finally run the fucking 30 miles, 40, 50 miles across, then you have to contend with a group of people waiting for you because they know you're fucking coming.
But doesn't it put like kind of just life, like your own life in perspective? Where I ain't got to do that shit. Like, as bad as I might moan about having to go to work and everything, I can get a latte. You know,
yeah.
I don't have to worry about, you know. It's like they threw me and Liam off the top of a car park because we spent a lot of time together and there was a rumour we were gay. We're just...
Well, just because someone didn't like the ideas that we put into our podcast. They were like, we listened to their podcast and we decided the infidels must die.
Yeah, they're obviously fucked.
You know, they said something about someone that we liked. Like, you know, they spoke ill of our God. They gotta die. That could happen one day, Scott.
I've drawn a picture of the Prophet Muhammad and he's naked. And there's a speech bubble and it says, insert cocks here, and he's pointing at his mouth. Now, I may or may not have drawn that, but I'm still dead.
And occasionally I use that piece of paper to mop up my cum off my cock.
White, not believing cum. All over it. And then I draw another one and we just keep doing that.
Yeah. It's what we use as toilet paper in this house.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. I've got loads. I've got the Jesus shit paper. I've got the Buddha shit paper. I've got it all. But I like to draw cartoons on my toilet roll of the Prophet Muhammad. That's like a death sentence.
Yeah, of course. If this now got out to the right people...
Nobody listens to this.
No, of course not. Of course not. Nobody's listening, Scott.
Good.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, no, it's fucking crazy. And there was actually, I remember getting so angry on Facebook, man.
About what?
By the way, I haven't been on Facebook for a while, like a week.
Oh yeah?
Or two. I just have that feeling again. But I was on there and someone was trying to, it was when that Charlie Hebdo thing went on. And they tried to put, you know, like some rambling soliloquy about how this was, the English media was like attacking Islam in its rhetoric and the way it was reporting the story. It's like they weren't attacking Islam. I think it quite just to question a religion that Or just even religious fundamentalists that think it's okay to walk in and machine gun people to death
look,
in the name of a cause.
I can
think
tell
you should maybe speak about that.
Scott, I can tell you what the big argument is. The big argument is that people categorize the whole of Islam. They say,
every Muslim wants to blow up your house.
Yeah, or that every Muslim. There are billions on the fucking planet, and they don't all want to kill us.
If you believe that, you're a fucking idiot.
So that's why people get, this is why you get this, uprising about...
I've met nice Muslims. I've met bad Christians. I've met nice Christians. Yeah. I've met bad Muslims. I've probably met psychopaths before in my life as well.
Yeah, atheists are probably the worst of the lot. I reckon the majority of, murderers and psychopaths are probably atheists because... they don't believe that God's going to get them if they do their bad things. It's probably a good thing for curbing people if they think a big boogeyman's going to get them if they actually do anything wrong ever.
I think there's a huge percentage, if you just look at the whole history of man, I'd say that atheist killer percentage towards the done in the name of God percentage is probably quite vast.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No, I think you're right, man.
I
know.
Just
I believe you're correct in that statement. I just,
I don't like giving religious people any fucking outs. There's no outs for you believing in some magical story where we're special. There's no out for that. You're a glorified child.
It does always upset me when I show someone my tattoo, my bad religion one. And they say to me, I'm a Christian, and at no point had they ever...
That's a synonym for idiot.
Well, yeah, at no point would it ever have come up. It would never have come up, and I would never have known. But by seeing my tattoo, you had to stipulate that actually you believe in God, and you're such a non-believer that it would never have come up. But you're still such a believer that you see my tattoo and you think to yourself, I have to speak up right now. It's like me smoking, and you have things to say.
Or if you had a tattoo that said, I love asbestos.
Yeah.
You're like, what? That's really bad for you.
I hate asbestos. I must speak up about this, Liam. And it's like, well, because you're the sort of person that you're going to speak up, you're the sort of person I can't be dealing with, really. On that kind of fundamental wavelength. It's like, just because I'm saying that I hate something doesn't mean you have to tell me how much you like it. You can tell by my tattoo that I don't like religion. Most people don't give you those easy indicators that if you tell me you're religious, I'm probably not going to like you anymore. Keep it to yourself.
But you got to admit, stylistically, it does resemble something German.
It doesn't in any way.
There's an inverse colour relationship.
With the red and the black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I know. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. That was dumb.
You calling me a Nazi?
No. I don't know why I said that.
There's nothing more far removed. Nazism was done in the name of, in the name of God. No.
I can't see it. I pictured it, and for some reason I thought swastika. I need to talk to someone.
You think that having no religion is...
It's tantamount to being that politically ideological.
Yeah,
it's the same.
It's like Nazis.
Same frenzy of thought.
Yeah,
I'm right all the fucking time.
I'm right because there's no God.
I'm right because everyone thinks we're right. We all get together and there's candles and marches. And
I think what they should do is that they should gather every person on the planet and then they get them all to fill in a thing about whether there's God or not. And all the important questions, everyone has to answer 100 really important questions to decide. Truthfully, how shit's going to work out. So and then the results are measured in how high your IQ is. So all the intelligent people... the more intelligent you are, the higher percentage you have on whether the answers are, you get more points. And then instantly, religion or all that bullshit will be gone.
So like an intellectual dictatorship.
Yes.
Where we cull the weak.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
I'll probably have to go, but I'll be happy to know that, you know, the planet's going to go on.
It's alright, Liam. I'll have photos of you up and I'll tell people about you, and, you know, there's a podcast. Everyone will remember that.
There's hardly any evidence of my existence, so, you know, I'm pretty...
We won't talk about you often, but,
no.
You know.
You know, I always think, like, you know, that could be a little nest egg I could do. You just got, you know, go on some weird rampage or something, you know, do something that, you know, gets me locked away forever, and then you can cash in on the podcast.
Don't draw me into your fucking seedy web of destruction.
Don't you ever consider things like that? You know, think of ways
never.
that perhaps, like, if you were thinking about having a meltdown, how you could, you know, make it actually, you know, financially beneficial. A financially beneficial meltdown.
What?
Like, tell your story.
For my friends?
Hmm?
For my friends?
No, just, you know, for financial gain.
No.
No way that you could, you know, you don't think about how you could come into work and, you know, rob the place. Like, yeah, get all the money, tie everyone up.
No, there's no point. Like
demand, like, KFC flown in the helicopter. Like, I just love it for that. I'll be like, right, my life has peaked. I've had helicoptered chicken, like, delivered by SWAT teams.
When I worked at that housing association in London Bridge, it was an all glass building, you know.
Yeah.
That I did have a running fantasy about quitting and then throwing my chair through it or something, you know.
Through the glass.
So I quit and just picking up my chair and jobless and walking out or something. But yeah.
No.
Of course no. I wouldn't be sat here talking to you if that happened.
I'd want to throw it through the pane of glass and then fucking jump and then grab some, you know, there'd be a guy cleaning the windows outside. I'd jump onto the thing, slide down, smash through with the guy still cleaning the windows. Whoa!
Yeah, smash through floor one. Yeah, just grab that chick that you always see and spin around and kiss her. Yeah. Go down to eat, get a latte, go home like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I never had that though.
£100,000 of damage along the way, but God, it'd be awesome.
I don't know. I try and avoid thoughts like that, like coming into the office and killing everyone, because I'm exactly the type of person that could do something like that.
Because people always get shocked.
So I shouldn't.
People always get shocked by the idea that someone, you know, like got a bomb and like put it somewhere and blew it up. But we all know, as being children, that any time that you ever got access to a firework or an explosive, or like you had that power, like that was awesome. Like, yes, you said, you know, you'd light the fuse and it'd explode and go bang and like cause some damage, and you know, you knew it was wrong, but there was something inherently like awesome about it. You can blow something up, like, whoa, look at that shit, like, look at that explode.
So
sick.
What's your point in regard to like?
I'm just saying, I can see
that
why.
tie backpack, that one, that was another one. See that before the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, we were struggling to come up with newsworthy ideas. What about that fucking Taiwanese bomber, the guy in a yellow shirt who just dropped the backpack off?
Oh, the one that killed 20 in China.
Yeah, just sidled it off and then just moseyed off and bang. That doesn't come from a ooh look fire
no, that doesn't
thing when you're a kid.
No,
that's fucking harsh. That's like that Boston Marathon one as well. Jesus.
I know, I can see.
All these people look like they're having fun. I'm going to put my bomb here. How do you not think about the limbs of children being... Oh.
But isn't one of those things like that, you know, Atticus Handbook is one of the most bought books ever. Like, of all time, it's like the cult book, #1 book is the Cult Anarchist's Guide to like making bombs or some shit.
Yeah, I know.
The Anarchist Handbook, that's it.
Anarchist Cookbook.
That's it.
On Amazon.
They said don't make them because they might blow up, but I guess that's probably the plan, isn't
Well,
it?
they're bombs, that's why...
You have to handle them like specifically. Like, watch a lot of Nigella before you like attempt. Go for at least 4 Nigella Gordon Ramsay cookbooks and then attempt the Anarchist cookbook.
I made
just to be on the safe side.
Nigella's American breakfast pancakes at the weekend.
Oh yeah,
fucking great.
Did you have a wank afterwards and pretend that you'd made
I did,
them for
but it had
Nigella?
nothing to do with the pancakes.
It had nothing to do with Nigella. You lied to me. You pretended you were Nigella.
I've always fancied Nigella, but you know, now every time I attempt,
she suffered from trout mouth. She got the trout mouth syndrome.
Well, yeah, and
too much Botox.
Every time I attempt to, the only photo I can actually concentrate on is the one where her ex-husband had his hand around her throat, and she had that look of fear in her eyes.
That will hurt me, cub.
You motherfucker! How dare you? You gotta feel high class though if you get strangled in a Mayfair restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting thumped in the face outside Chicken Cottage. There's a world of difference there. Yeah.
Why is there